Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on Instagram and YouTube at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. So I'm excited today to get in the craft room and work on this journal. We're almost done with it. I think the next video is going to be a flip through. I think I really feel like we're just about there. I might add some more ruffles and things, but today I've kind of started slotting some things in, and I thought we'd just start working on that, if I can remember what I intended to do with some of them. So I think I just wanted to kind of use a paper clip or something and just use it to kind of keep this shut. I also want to cover that up, I think. Anyway, so I just wanted to get in here and get some things done. It's a little later than I normally film. I normally try to film in the morning. Sometimes I do it in the afternoon before Joey gets home, but today it's a little later. So much going on today. But before I get started, I know many of you, you've shared with me in the comments and on Facebook and such that you pray. And so I'd like to ask prayer for an unspoken prayer. And so you probably know what that means. It means that God knows the details and we don't have to share the details to be able to join together in claiming victory over the need. And so I have someone very, very special to me that is needing prayer for medical need. And so I don't want to give too much detail, but if you pray, I would love it if you would join us in prayer for victory, comfort, peace, those types of things. So yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. And even if you're watching this 2 years from when it's filmed, we appreciate your prayers at that point too. So, okay. Yeah, so this is one of the digitals that came in the kit, and I did do it on cardstock, so it'd be nice and firm, kind of like it is an actual postcard. It looks like the back of the postcard and then this wonderful digital put on top. So let me look in this little Hershey can. That's where I keep like just miscellaneous so that I have some things at hand. This might be kind of fun. Let's see. And then as it gets low, I replace it. Replace a few ditties in there. So let's see here what that looks like. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then we'll put, I don't know, maybe a little something pretty right there. Do I have anything just laying here? I have this little piece of yellow laying here. What did I use that for? I used it on something. Let's see. Let's put it on this side. Let's see what it looks like. Might need to trim her down a little bit. Oh, I did find my fabric shears. I could not remember what I had done with those. I couldn't believe it because I'm one of those that has a place for everything and everything in its place. And I was just like, where, I'm not in a sewing project right now. Where could those be? But I do have a little sewing box that I put things in that I'm using, for one project. And that had been left in there. And so I was making something for my mom for her birthday, which, by the way, is today. Woohoo! And I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. And so I was using that little box of things, and I was like, there it is. There are my fabric scissors. They're the ones that Kathy gave me, which I just love, and they're so good for fabric, man. So I use them when I have you know, either a lot of fabric to cut or I need it to be very precise, you know, like if I'm going around a pattern or something, I use those. So I was thrilled to find them. I mean, I knew they couldn't be, you know, they couldn't have gone very far because, you know, I use them in the studio for the most part. Sometimes if I've got a big project, I'll use the dining room table to lay everything out. It's a pretty big table, so it's nice. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so today's my mom's 87th birthday. Happy birthday, Mama. And I don't know if you see on YouTube a quick little short, they call them, little short video of a little garden picture that I made for her. And basically it's little yo-yos. And I, of course, used Kathy Holden fabric. And I just told my mom, I said, now when you look at it, you can think of your girls in the garden. Because it's kind of a little abstract, but it is a garden. Flowers, I should say. Kind of reminds me, the colors and the whimsy reminds me of my zinnia garden. All right, let's see what we can find. Do I have anything right here that would go in that? This pretty little thing. Here's another fabric bit that's laying over here. Let's see what that would look like. We don't have to go with it, but we'll just see. It has a little point already that might work well through this hole. Otherwise you could use like baker's twine or something. So see, this is another reason why I keep little pieces. This would eventually end up in the pickle jar, and which would be my next place to go for a little piece if I hadn't found this one on my desk. Then I just gently tie it because I don't want to rip through. Yeah, so it might have just a little bit longer of a tail than I'd like. But look how cute. Sweet. Tuck that in there. Nice little journaling card. Okay. This is the pocket I was telling you about. I wasn't familiar with these pockets. I'm going to use this popsicle stick and see if I can get it. These are the ones that have the kind of a bigger round, where you glue it on. I don't know what they're called, like gusset, sort of reminds me of a gusset. Why is that not? Is that going all the way down? Yeah, maybe it's going all the way down. Okay. Yeah. Is that right? Yep. Okay. Isn't that pretty with that flower poking out like that? And because, you know, the other pages are so tall, this is going to be perfect for that. Okay. Good. This one is coming along. I don't know, we might put something else. There's the flip. There's that. Okay, that needs something in there. What could we put? So remember, I had to cut these down, you know, to fit on my pages. So I would, if I use one of these, I'll cut it down too. Probably not that one because has flowers all the way. But this one I could put on a book page. Let me grab that real quick. Grab a book. How about maybe a butterfly page? Use that. Nope, that's not gonna where I would cut would just leave worms, and I don't really want that. Or not worms, but caterpillars that look like worms. That's not... All right, what else? I don't really want it to be shiny. So let's see what that looks like. This might be a different era. Oh, it's shiny too. It's just the edges that aren't shiny. That one that I like, the coloring of it, this one, doesn't have always the best words in it. I was very, very surprised. So I have to pre-screen that. Okay. Well, let me run around the other side of my table and see if that Edith Holden is close. Okay. Or also, and or, these are those ones that I put, I don't remember what I put on there. Oh, I know, it's that chalk paint. I put chalk paint on it. Yeah, we'll put this on that, and we'll leave it out because we may need it again. Okay, look at all this stuff I've already got out. So anyways, so I have had a pretty good day. I got to spend the morning having coffee with my son-in-law. That was very nice. I always love the chance to do that. It's so stinking hot here that see, I could go all the way to the edge because of the paint is all the way to the edge. Anyways, he has a construction company and it's just too hot. It's in the 90s with a very high heat index, so you know, he just isn't working during that time, which is good, really good. You can get heat stroke so easily, you know. So if you're going to be out in the heat tomorrow, drink a lot of water today. That's some really good advice somebody gave me one time. It's not just drink water while you're in the heat, but drink it the day before. You're going to, you know, if you know. Okay, so now I'm going to just take off a little bit right in here. I am going to use my cutter because I can't trust myself to make it straight. I just can't do it. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, so yeah, and then I went and picked up some delicious donuts and had a donut breakfast with my mom instead of cake. Put the candle in the donuts. That was super fun. And we just sat and chatted. I did not pick up my Afghan that I keep over there. I was too busy chit-chatting. So I didn't add anything to that. Next time. Okay, I think that's cute. Maybe we'll put a label on it. What else? Oh, and what's so fun is while I was there, of course, family is calling her, grandchildren calling her. I loved it. It was so fun. Maybe something that has something written on it. So yeah, that was super fun to celebrate her. She's just such a wonderful part of my life. And Kathy sent her a beautiful gift. My mom writes and corresponds. She has the most beautiful handwriting. And so she writes letters, corresponds with everyone by mail. It's just so wonderful to have all that. And Kathy had sent her this gorgeous zippered folio for my mom to keep, her correspondence and things in. Oh my gosh. And some other things, lots of other things. But I was like, where did you get that? I love it so much. What to do? I kind of like it like that, kind of big and oversized. It's kind of fun. Maybe I'll just go with it. It's kind of fun. Yeah, oh, and the green looks nice there, doesn't it? So, I tried not to covet that while I was there, but yeah. I picked it up, went through the whole thing, loved it. What else? I found this 1950s book called, I might have shown it to you on one of my flea market finds. It's called, I think it was called 150, oh, did I make that still too big? 150, what am I trying to say? Solitaire. Couldn't think of the right word. 150 solitaire games. And so I got my mom a new deck of cards and this book, gave her that book. And what in the world? Why am I having so much trouble here? I might have to round those corners to help out. Huh. Let's take off just another smidge. My mom likes to play solitaire, so I gave her that book and cards. And this book, I think I did a video on it, and it was a little bit grungy, and so I just had enough of that and just decided to take a little Roxy Creations blue and redo the spine. And then I took some Tim Holtz flowers and covered up all the grunge, but you could still see the title and you could still see all the important things of the book. So it really looked cool, actually, taking an old book and using those elements. It looked pretty cool. Okay. All right. Now let's see. Okay, what have I done here? I feel like I've maybe glued or gotten it a little bit close. Trying not to bend this card. I mean, it's a nice, thick-ish card, kind of about like the thickness of a index card. But I've bent it so many times. Okay, now I feel like something could go right here too. Ooh, wouldn't that be pretty? Okay, and then, oh, another thing is I had taken my mom, I had made her a picture of sweet tea. She likes sweet tea, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make her a picture of sweet tea. And so I did that, and then I split it kind of between her and I. I don't drink sweet tea, but unless it's all there is, and then I will drink a gallon. I love it so much. So I really, just drink tea without sugar. But anyways, okay. So I split the tea up between she and I, and then I sweet tea'd hers. And let's see if this has like a, yeah, it goes that way. So I thought to myself, oh, I'm just going to leave these tea bags. I had 4 family-sized tea bags. I thought, I'm just going to leave these tea bags in this little bowl, and I'm going to tea stain some paper later today. So later today came about, and I got my Dollar Tree dish pan out, and I did it a little bit different this time. You know, I mean, it was like leftover stuff. So here's what I decided I was going to do. I wanted to do some copy paper because I just wanted some plain old paper. And then I wanted, oh, and I have a thing right here too. And then I wanted to, I filled it about 2 inches of water, warm water. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that's what I did. And I started soaking paper in it. And then what I did was, while I was, you know, just kind of pushing individual pieces of paper down. Is that a belly band? Yeah, okay. So we'll make something tall for that. So I need to remember that. Let me put something in there. I've got a tall, oh wait, it's over here, I think. Got something tall over here to remind myself. It's that little skinny one that I cut because I had messed it up. I'll put that there just to remind myself to get something even taller. Okay, tea bags. So I had these 4 family-size tea bags left. I had started putting paper, you know, dipping paper one by one in that dish pan. And after about 4 or 5 or 6 of them, then I would pour a little bit of this tea, because I had put a little bit more water in the bowl and, you know, use the leftover tea bags. Well, I mean, they will go forever, you know. So then I put that down, and then once the water in this little bowl turned dark, then I just put it in the tub. Boy, I am stuttering through that, aren't I? Stammering through that. And so I put the water in the tub first, put some paper in, and then I poured over it this tea. Then I put more papers in, and then I put more tea in. So it's kind of like the first few papers started getting kind of a light tea, and then it got a darker tea, and then a darker tea. Now, inevitably, they'll all get the same amount of tea, but in different, you know how when you're tea staining or tea dyeing or coffee dyeing, depending on how the coffee gets in, depends on, you know, what the color is going to look like. So that's kind of what the deal is with that. And then the paper kept wanting to creep up, and so I just used the tea bags, as I had 4 family size. I just used those as weights to weigh all the paper down, and I just left it in the, you know, typically I'll take it out of the water or out of the coffee or the tea, and then I'll take them all outside to dry, you know, in the sun. But I just left the tea bags in there, using them as weight in the 4 corners of, so like I had a tea bag here, 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 and here in the jug and in the dish pan. And then I took it all outside to kind of brew a little bit more, kind of like how we used to do sun tea. I don't know, does anybody ever still do that? And so that's out there. So I'm waiting for a little bit. After this, I'll go out there and see what it looks like. And then I will dump the tea water out, and I will just let everything dry. I'll let it all dry outside, and hopefully with this 105 heat index that we have, hopefully it'll dry quickly. So, all right, so that took a lot to say all that, didn't it? I'm a little bit tired, so I'm having a hard time finding my words. So I've got that going on. Of course, I have laundry going. I don't know why. Just two of us. Seems like I'm always doing laundry. We got that going, laundry. And weekend's coming up. Excited about that. Always excited about it because then I get to see Joey all the time. I love it. Even if we're not, you know, doing things together, I always like to, you know, either see that he's out there watching something, or I'll look out the window and he's building a fire or doing something outside. I was just outside. I was surprised. I went to take the trash out and our screen door slams, kind of like the movies. You know, when people have screen doors, ours is similar to that. It slams, and I don't mind it. It's kind of reminiscent of old screen doors. And I just walked out, and I also had a flower pot that I needed to put in our shack. I call it the shack. It's where we put all stuff like that. And so I take the trash out and I slam the trash, you know, slam it up, slam it down, the lid, and I'm making all kinds of noise, just not paying attention. And then I look and there's a big buck in the backyard that doesn't even see me. And I didn't even see it until he was behind the shack. I didn't see the buck until I was walking to put this flower pot away. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's a buck. And so I stood still. Well, I kept walking, but I walked close to the building because my understanding is that deer see shapes and not details. So whenever I see a deer outside, like if I'm trying to get close to get pictures or something, I will stay very close to shrub or, you know, the shack or something like that, so that they can't distinguish, you know, that I'm there, because they just see the shape, you know, of like the shack, and I'm in front of the shack, so they don't really notice me unless I'm making noises or moving around and stuff. So that's what I did, is I just stayed close to the shack. This thing might need replaced. I'm just chewing it up. I stayed close to the shack, and then I just kept walking, and then it finally turned and saw something was up. Like, what's going on? I thought I saw something. So then I just stood still, and we just stood, both of us stood there, and then it just finally turned around and went about its business. Didn't give me any mind. So I love it. I love when you get that close to nature. I just love it. I think I'm gonna put a word on there. Maybe the word vintage. So that's fun. I love when things like that happen. Maybe I'll do it in this. So that's all that's going on, is I'm just doing some ephemera. I'm just packing this little journal up, taking a little break, you know, enjoying life. Just had such a wonderful time with my mom. So grateful for her. And, you know, when you have someone still around, you know, as you get older, whether you intend to or not, you mentor someone. And sometimes you're mentoring in the wrong way and sometimes in the right way. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. But my mom is definitely a mentor for me. I like to hear how she did things, what she thought, what she thinks. So those things are really important to me, and I love to know, you know, what she thinks about things. And, you know, it's a different perspective. It's a different perspective. Age difference, wisdom that comes from things that, you know, I haven't lived through yet. And here's a pretty gold pretty gold paper clip. So I always enjoy talking to my mom, and sometimes we just sit there and giggle about stuff, which is super fun. We crack each other up. All right, and then I'll put a little something there. Do I have something here that I want to do that with? Laying over here in this little mess I have. I haven't put my fabric away from making the flips. This might be fun. A little piece of that. We made a flip out of this one. I talked to my grandkids yesterday about school. You know, this is week 1 of school, and they're all loving it. They're all not doing anything. Do you ever ask your kids that? What did you guys do today? Nothing. Always cracks me up. I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. Okay, see that little scrap? I'm going to keep that. I know, but I am. And I'll show you what I might do with it. Maybe I'll just do it right now. My grandson taught me a card game that I thought was so fun, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this or played it, but see? Won't that be cute somewhere? We'll use it somewhere. I'll leave it out. But anyways, you can Google it if you haven't heard of it. It's called Trash. And I Googled it because I wanted to, he gave me the instructions, but I was afraid my notes were not complete. I was afraid I had forgotten was something that he had told me. So I Googled it, and all I did Googled was 10 card, okay, wait. I think I Googled Trash 10 card game. And it's really fun. It's kind of like a double solitaire if you haven't ever played it. It's kind of like that. Okay. So, anyways, he's really good at it. And I enjoyed playing it. And I thought maybe my mom and I would do it one time. You know, when I come over next time, maybe we could play that. She likes poker. We both like poker. As my mom and dad taught us how to play poker when we were kids. And we would get the penny jar out and just have family poker night. And I'm not talking about like when I was 17 or 18. I'm talking about when we were old enough to know what the difference between the cards were. We knew how to play poker, and I loved it. I loved those game nights. My mom still loves to play poker. I love to play poker. We still play it with pennies. I do have some poker chips. I should take those over and us play. My mom is an ace at poker. She is, if you've heard the term poker face, she definitely has it. You have no idea what's going on with her. She does not have a tell. Anyways, yeah, so we love to play poker. I haven't played it in years, but I'm getting a hankering just talking about it. So Joey and I don't gamble, you know, but we like to play, you know, poker and pretend stuff. I've played poker with friends, and we just ante up a snack, you know. If you win, you get all the snacks that are in the ante. That's funny. But we've done it. That's been years ago. That's been a long time ago. Brother, that's probably been 20 plus 30 years ago, maybe. funny the crazy things like that you do. Crazy things just to spend time with your friends, you know. Nobody likes the snacks I like, so, and I don't really care for the snacks a lot of people like. I don't like candy snacks. Like many people, you know, would Annie in a Skittle or something, and I'm, no thank you. Do not like that stuff. Pretzel, if you Annie'd in a pretzel, I might work hard to get that, but isn't that pretty? Okay, I thought that looked really good there. All right, do I have any more tall? Might have to make a tall one to go in this. Let's see what else is in the kit. If I have anything left that I haven't used. Oops. Dropped something on the floor. I feel like I've used that, but let's see where we used it at. Is it yeah, it's the page. Look at that. It's the page. Well, let's use this side. Not that side. We'll use this side to make a tag. Yeah, let's do that real quick. I went out and watered flowers. Just about killed me. It was so hot. But it felt good too. You know, it felt good to be out. And watering flowers is not, well, am I going to get it? Watering flowers is not very strenuous. As a matter of fact, today what I did was in the front yard, I laid the hose down in the garden, went around back, watered around back, and then came around front and repositioned the hose. I always set a timer because I definitely don't want to forget that. So I always set a timer when I do that. I know my flowers were so happy to see me. Okay, let's see here. Well, let's see, how wide is this? 3, almost 4. So let's just go 3 on it and give plenty of room. Oh no, that's going to cut the bird's nose off, little beak off. Okay, let's go to almost 4 and see if that'll still work. I just don't want it to be too tight. Okay. Just going to check the size. Yeah, it's a little tight. Take a teensy bit of the tail off. I think it slides better, and then once we back it, it'll even be better. Oh, I was going to tell you, I'm just checking this for the height. When I went to pick up my mom's donuts, would you believe directly across from the parking lot of the donut place was an estate sale? How fun was that? So I left my car at the donut shop and raced over there because I thought, oh, I don't want to put the donuts in the car and then go over there and they'd be completely melted by the time I get back. Okay, that's not going to work. So I went over there and they had some beautiful things, but today was day one. And so prices were just, I tell you what, I don't even know the prices. I'm just thinking, how in the world are they going to sell anything here? They were so high. Okay, what I'm looking for is just a lot of text. I don't want to use the pretty pictures up. Here's some text, and it's August. So, but you know me, the person that likes things that nobody else likes or wants. So they had handkerchiefs, women's handkerchiefs, beautiful hankies, 50 cents each. So I bought some of those. They'll go into journals or something. And then I bought a cute little, oopsie. I bought a cute little book that will be used for journals. One of those tiny books, but it has beautiful art, really sweet art. And then I bought 3 things. Oh, and I bought some earrings, some really, really pretty earrings. So all of that for $5, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good deal. It was fun. And if I was trying to outfit my garage, I'll tell you what, that would have been the place for it. They had so many tools, and they had, oh, you know, the carts that, like Joey has some. I can't think of what they're called, but you put your the 24th of August. Oh, that's my mom's birthday, so I might try to save that part. Put that in my journal. Oh no, how am I going to do it? It's not going to let me. I'm going to save that part. Put it in my actual journal. Oh, those rolly carts, and they put all of their stuff in it, you know, like their wrenches and all of that kind of thing. Anyways, they had that. This will be a fun page because it has some writing. You know, you can write on it. So they had a bunch of that stuff, and they had wheelbarrows, and I think I'm even gonna put some of that to where you can see some of the Edith Holden. I can get it straight. So yeah, I could definitely see where, you know, they had some great stuff, but the prices, whew. So tomorrow is their 25% off. Is that right? 25% off. And then I guess Saturday will be their 50% off. They did have some beautiful pictures. It looked like pictures and like tea pitchers or teapots. Teapots is what I'm trying to say. And looked like maybe the lady might have collected them because she had quite a few, but the prices were way more than I'm used to spending on them. You know, and I do these things a lot. I like to go to garage sales, thrift, flea, estates, the whole thing. And so I kind of have a feel for what prices are typically, even if it's things that I don't necessarily collect or desire. I kind of have an idea on prices just because, you know, when you've done it for so long. And their prices were just too high. I just was like, oh boy, I hope they get what they need out of the estate sale. And the lady was telling me that, you know, the estate sales are consignment. So what price they put on is also, you know, then they get a consigned amount out of it. Okay, so that's going to be perfect. So let's distress this, and then that'll probably be it for today. And I think what I might do actually is go around this with the sewing machine and kind of just add a little bit more texture to it. Sometimes when I slide them into these envelopes or these pockets, I don't like to put a lot of embellishment. I might put a sticker or something on it, but you know, something really flat, because I don't want it to keep getting caught and worn out by the, you know, if you put it in and take it out. So I might shore up these sides a little bit. I see a little bit here that it's a little bit long. And you can see here, I don't know if you can see that's roughed up. I mean, I don't mind it being roughed up, but I didn't intend for it to be roughed up. And that is coming from my cutter. I think the blade is dulled out for some reason. So I need to look and see. I can probably get it at the hobby store or at the, you know, Hobby Lobby or something. Get a new blade. Okay, so yeah, we'll just put that right inside of there, and then this will be another fun clip to put. Maybe we'll put another little piece of fabric there too. Yay! Well, it's coming along. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to me jabber on about the day's events. and listening to me when sometimes I can't even find my own words, so I appreciate that. Anyways, everyone, just want you to know we pray blessings over you, and we want you to know that you're so loved, and we hope that we see you back in the next video, and we appreciate you so much. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.